First pass, In the Mood for Love. In the Mood for Love hit me way harder than I expected. Not in the masterpiece way like the internet loves to hype it up as, but in that quiet way, where the movie taps you on the shoulder and says, slow down and pay attention. And that's what really stood out to me. Not the colors, not the cinematography, not even the chemistry between the two main characters. It's the repetition, the patterns, the things you only catch once you see them enough times.
條呔好靚喎，
你覺得我換咗條呔咩？我仲以為差唔多添。
細心睇都覺㗎。
You notice things when you pay attention. That line is sitting in the middle of the film like it's speaking directly to you. Because everything in the movie is built up on noticing the little things, the quiet changes, the pieces that don't fit, that moment that repeats until the cracks start showing. The movie doesn't explain anything to you. It trusts you to put it all together. And that trust is what makes it hit so hard. The budget shows why the film moves like this. I looked it up. The movie was shot for around $3 million on 35mm film. Anyone who has ever touched film knows that every take costs money and every mistake costs money. And you can't just sit the camera there running endlessly like digital. So you shoot simple, you shoot tight, you focus on the rhythm, not the coverage. That's why this movie keeps returning to the same hallways, the same stairs, the same dim rooms, the same walks to get food. Repetition wasn't just a style choice, it was a necessity, and it ends up being the entire emotional language of the film. They're not repeating scenes, they're repeating feelings. The setup you don't realize is a setup. The movie never comes out and says, hey, these two people are getting cheated on by their spouses. Nah, it shows you in patterns. And once you notice their routines, you start to notice what's off. The same way the characters do, like the matching handbag and tie, the travel schedules, the excuses, the late nights that is too consistent to be random. But the earliest hint, and the one I didn't even fully process until after, is that rice cooker scene. Chow tries to buy a rice cooker from Mr. Chan, and Mr. Chan says, your wife already paid me. And Chow freezes. Why would his wife be buying something from Mrs. Chan's husband? They don't talk, they don't hang out. They're barely home, so they're barely neighbors. So how would she even know he was selling one? And also, how would she know that he goes on business trips? Why she would pay something without telling her husband? Because she's close to him, closer than she should be. And that's the first crack the movie gives you. The faces you never really see. Something I also love in the movie that the director did is barely show the spouses' faces. They're there, but they're not present. They're half lit, off screen, framed out, talking from the next room. Walking past the camera without a clear shot, their ghost. Their presence felt through excuses, silence, unseen interactions, gifts, abstinence. The two people causing all the hurt feel the most unreal. And that's kind of the point, because the people left behind are the ones living with the damage, not them. The movie doesn't tell you that they're lonely. It shows you that they're alone. This is the part that really hit me. Mr. Chan keeps going out to get noodles alone, by herself, every night. Chow keeps on getting food alone because his wife is always working late. Every time they walk into the building, it's alone. Every time they go out, it's alone. Every interaction other people have with them is when they're alone. Nobody sees them with their partners, not once. So when they keep running into each other, it's not fate. It's because they're the only two people living the same empty routines. And that's how the movie shows you loneliness. Not through a heavy acting or dramatic lines, just a feeling of abstinence. Through two people who are supposed to be a pair, always appearing solo. And the music that keeps coming back, the music that keeps repeating. Every time that theme plays, it's like the movie's checking in on them. The same melody, but the feeling is always different. Sometimes it's longing, sometimes it's tension, sometimes it's sadness, sometimes it's something they both want but can't say. It becomes a soundtrack of their routine, their pattern, their emotional repetition. The music becomes a part of the story. And this really isn't a love story. It's two people fighting, not to become what hurt them. That's what I really like. Mrs. Chan especially fights through the whole movie, fighting the idea of repeating the same pain her husband caused her. When Chow reaches for her hand, she pulls back. That hesitation says everything. And later they both hold hands. But it's not romantic, it's not dramatic. It's two people trying to comfort each other in a moment where they both feel lost. And the sad thing is, they both never take off their wedding bands, and that detail is heavy. Chow starts the movie talking about his wife, but by halfway through, he doesn't even mention her anymore. And by the end of the movie, she almost kind of seemed like erased from his world. Not because he's healed, but because everything he felt got replaced by something new that he never saw coming. And then there's that line, "You're never gonna leave your husband, so it's better if I go." Then she says, "I didn't think you would fall in love with me." Then he hits her back, "I didn't either. I was only curious to know how it started, and now I know. Feelings can creep up just like that, and I thought I was in control." That's the whole movie in one moment. Feelings aren't loud. They build slowly, quietly, through routine, through repetition, through a loneliness. And then everything builds to nothing. Not in the bad writing kind of nothing, in the real life kind, where like timing is off. Someone is holding on to a past. Someone can't let go. Someone is rushing to a future. Something beautiful that never arrives at the right moment, where two people who changed each other never got the chance to be together. And the whole movie doesn't run from that pain. It stays on it. The legend, the secret, and the ending. There's something in the last act that ties everything together and people miss it. Chow tells Ping about an old legend. When someone had a secret they can't carry on anymore, they go up to a mountain and find a tree and crave a hole in it and whisper something inside and seal it in the mud and leaving the secret behind forever. Ping jokes about it. Chow isn't laughing. He's talking about a secret he's already carrying. His feeling for Mrs. Chen, his confusion, his heartbreak, everything he never said out loud. The legend is saying to bury that secret. In the final scene, he does exactly that. No speeches, no big final meeting, no dramatic confrontation, just Chow in Cambodia, finding a hole in a wall, leaning in and whispering everything he held on to and sealing it up forever. He's doing what the legend said, letting go, but in his own quiet way. It's his release, his closure, the only way he gets to say goodbye, because that era has passed and their moment had ended. But that secret and that feeling stays inside that wall forever. My final thoughts on the movie. This movie sticks with you because it respects you. It trusts you're gonna notice the small things, the patterns, the things that are being said without being spoken out loud. It shows you how feelings grow quietly, how loneliness pushes people together, and how two people can change each other's life without ever fully being together. It's slow, it's repetitive, it's delicate, and that's why it works. I want to thank you all for watching this episode of Sitting Still. This is our new way to do things. We got shirts available, all that type of stuff. Check them out. Of course, the rating is 5 out of 5. Check them out, Letterboxd for everything. Please subscribe, please like, please comment, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. See you on the next one.